Right, it's that important time. We're going to take a look at the selections. We're going to start with Gary. Gary Wood's selections will come up on the screen. You've got about 3 or 4 minutes actually to get those last flat doubles. We'll come back to that very soon before the end of the show. But Gary, your selections, please.
The first is Fun Mac in the Melrose at York. For the reasons I gave earlier, I think at a price he's interesting. What about Carlo? You knew I was going to tip him up. I think he'll win it. I genuinely do think he'll win it. One I'm particularly sweet on is Wadi Al Hatawi in the Ebor. I think this race will suit him perfectly. I think he's got a nice racing weight. And a horse I've been watching for quite a long time runs in this actually really decent little listed race at Newmarket, which we might not have had time to cover today. It's called Interbar. Well, he's actually an on-runner, so actually I'm down to 3 selections. There you go, just checking it live. Interbar's come out, which is probably because of the ground, so I'm just down to the 3.
You never get a full 4 selection.
I don't seem to,
do I?
So yeah, 3 selections from me today. Anyway, on to Adam.
Okay, all right. Well, that's Gary's selections. Adam, you were a bit unlucky this week for the 4-timer. Should we just rub it in again very quickly?
Yeah.
Everything was riding on to 2 to 9 in Tagruda,
yeah.
And it lost. So
according to Declan Ricks, it was the gambling gods which stopped me from winning for after timing on the other three.
So today, we're expecting you are on form then to pick 3.
I'm on form, yeah.
Your selections will come up now on the screen.
Yeah, the first one is at Newmarket. It's the 2:45. It's Kaz, the horse of John Gosling. It's been gelded first time. Disappointed last time in the Coventry, but from what else I've seen of it this season, I think stepping up to 7 furlongs and being gelded, it could improve. It's around 7 to 1 at the moment. Dane O'Neill takes the ride. Over at Goodwood, we didn't touch on the big handicap, but Magic City has been running tremendously this season without winning. Obviously, he's been given a tough draw, and it's going to take a Husey masterclass to get him home in front, but he won the race last year, and I think he's in good enough form to take that again. Over to York, Betha Alga. Obviously, we've spoken about the race, ran brilliantly when winning the Norfolk at Royal Ascot, showed his versatility for 5 or 6, and I think today he's just got that class despite having to give £3 to the rest of the field. And my last one at Windsor tonight, Pinzolo, a little bit of a one wide of the mark, but he ran brilliantly last year as a 2-year-old before bombing out in the Doncaster Trophy, Racing Post Trophy, and then has bombed this year in the German Derby and the English Derby. Put those races aside, he's got some good form, and this is a much bigger step down in class for him. Pinzolo.
Okay, Luke, your selections will also come up on the screen. Hopefully you've gone for 4 and not doing a Tommy Tips and gone for the whole sort of
yeah, I
7
think he
or
got
8.
away with that last week.
I don't know how
does he get away with it?
He gave 6 last week. I don't know how he did it.
Well, he's been banned from the show this week.
Yeah, Luke's selections, you'll hopefully will come up on the screen. If not, just read them out.
If not, then you've got to look at me. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. The 2:55 at Goodwood, I'm siding with Heavy Metal, who I picked up from the International when at Ascot and winning at a big price. Went to Glorious Goodwood last time. He's got caught on the line by Red Avenger. This is back to 7 furlongs today, which I think is absolutely crucial. But I have him down as a group performer, so he really should be winning this with more patient tactics from Joe Fanning. Moving on to the 3:55 at Newmarket, which is another race we haven't been able to cover, Intrinsic, who obviously won the Stewards' Cup last time. Now, connections have been really, really outspoken about this horse, saying that they think it's a Group 1 horse, likely for next year, obviously, but sort of they've been messing around with the handicap mark, trying to get it down to taking a big handicap. They've done that. It's time for Intrinsic to really become a man today and take on some better rivals in listed company. I think he should do that successfully, although Tropics is the big danger. Then on to King's Fate, the 4:40 at Goodwood. I won't talk about that anymore. I've already spoke about King's Fate. And then in the 5 o'clock at York, I'd love to hear Carrie say this in her Geordie accent, Banknawana Heron, who has had a break since running on the all-weather earlier on in the season. Looks like aimed towards the Cambridgeshire. Obviously won the Silver Cambridgeshire last year, the reserve race for that, but ran well over a mile at Ascot last time. That was a bit too short, outpaced late on, but really travelled well into the race. So over a mile, or an extended mile 2 today, I think Banknawana Heron could go well at a very big price.
Okay, and it's what it's all about. Very big prices. Melissa has given big prices. Gary certainly has, and so has Luke. Me and Adam tend to go for the favourites, do we? A little bit.
My strike rate and my percentage on the leaderboard, I think it's a little bit higher than yours,
Okay,
Pete,
well, let's quickly take a look at my selections. I'm hoping this week, after the amount of research that I did, that these are 4 winners. Captain Cat, Goodwood 3:30, quite short in price, but I think that will win. 2:40 for the reasons that I said earlier. The trainer, back in June, was targeting this particular race, and I think around about 8 to 1, Captain Morley's got a great chance. And with Adam in the 3:15 at Balfour Alga, I can't see that getting beat despite the penalty. And the York 3:50, the Grey Horse under Frankie Dettori to get up, and Sir Walter Scott is the big danger, in my view, in the big handicap at 350. Right, for the very last time this morning, and thanks very much for those flat doubles, let's go over to Carrie in Twitter Corner for those nifty 50s and jumper doubles.
Thank you so much. I'm just going to blast through them. If I don't read yours out, I'm very sorry. Let's go with Chris York, who's saying for the nifty 50, Cartmel at the 230, Bespoke Lady at Goodwood, Captain Cat at Newmarket, and Flying Machine. And of course at York, Farage. We've got a few doubles coming up. Captain Morley and Palisator says highest rated. Russell Jackson saying flat double, Fun Mac, and of course the favourite today, Mighty Yar. Daily Racing Tipster is in again with Rocket Ship and Palisator. Toon Cookie, I'm liking that name, Bespoke Lady, Effervescence, Firecracker and Farage. And let's just see if we've got a couple more that you've got in straight away. Let's have a look and see. Penhill and de Rigueur and Our Gabriel and Elidor from Georgia. I'm going to do once more, Innocent Touch and Ted Veal for the flat double. Tricky. That's from Alex. Thanks so much.